Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We're back talking cruising again today. And today we're actually going to talk probably one of my favorite cruise lines and one that's got a lot of nostalgia with me. It's a cruise line that's been in my family for over 30 years. So we're going to talk Cunard. And we've got Bob Dixon from Cunard in the UK, Southampton, who's joining us today. And we're just going to go through a few things that are new and some exciting happenings. Good morning, Bob. How are you doing?
Good morning, Sean. I'm very well indeed. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Awesome to have you with us. I know you guys are busy and ships going and happening and all sorts of things. So thanks for your time this morning. I think what I'd like to start off with is obviously a new ship that's being launched. You guys announced the name 2 weeks ago. So what's happening there? What's exciting?
Well, this is a big thing for us, Sean, because there are some cruise lines that launch a ship a year or a ship every 2 years. This is our first new ship, our first new dedicated build since 2010. So this ship increases our capacity by about 40%. And we're all very excited. It has been delayed due to the pandemic. No real surprises there. She was meant to be with us at the end of 2022. She'll now be with us at the beginning of 2024. A brand new ship, but yet it'll be an evolution of the current brand. People who have their favorite signatures on the other three ships of the fleet are going to find those on board Cunard, the new ship, in a more contemporary setting. Yes, the brand has evolved. I can't share too many details because literally I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll be dropping them into the marketplace over the coming months. But she'll go on sale fairly soon, and we can't wait.
Well, I must say, we can't wait as well. I think it's really exciting from a Cunard point of view after the pandemic, as you say, to have something new. And I think to have another ship sailing another region of the world, especially with the way things have panned out, I think it's really exciting. Just quickly, I obviously take it that the ship's been built to the sort of new green, sort of all the rulings around cruising and it's all those sort of things.
Yeah, no. With every evolution of a ship, there are new green protocols that need to be observed, and we like to kind of set the standard on that rather than follow. Our aim is not just to be compliant with environmental protocols, but actually to drive them. I will say that she's not liquefied natural gas powered. The reason for that, the infrastructure, the refueling infrastructure, does not exist around the world. This is a ship that will be sailing around the world. And right now, we couldn't manage that on existing LNG infrastructure. But, rest assured that all the particulate cleansing and low emission fuels are going to be religiously observed, quite apart from all the other removal of single-use plastics and that good stuff. Yeah. That's across the fleets. That's already in place, actually. So yes, she will be up to date with the latest environmental.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought up the fueling and sailing around the world, because it brings me to the next point that I really wanted to chat to you about, and I think it's very pertinent for us in South Africa, because the one time we do get to see the Cunard ships in Durban and Cape Town and Port Elizabeth is when they do their world cruises. And it's a good opportunity to chat world cruises, because I think Cunard are the leaders in world cruises, and it's certainly something for us. I think with the pandemic, we're seeing that people want to cruise longer sectors, longer cruises, and that's really what happens within the world cruise. That you can do anything from 110 days down to sort of 20 days. You guys have got some exciting world cruises coming up, and how's it going to work with the pandemic, if I may ask?
Okay, well, good question. So just going back on a few points there. Market leaders, that's for other people to say if we are. What I would say is we did the first ever world cruise in 1922. And since that time, we have taken more people around the world and operated more world cruises than any other cruise line. So I think we can claim to be the authentic world cruise experience on that one. In terms of how it's going to work with the pandemic, this is a movable feast. And I would love to tell you that we could predict exactly what the I don't know, mask wearing testing protocols are going to be in every port as we go around. We just can't do that because it is so fluid. What I will say is we will do everything we can to let our guests know in advance. We'll have testing facilities on board, and we don't want to expose anyone to any undue risk of catching COVID. But should anyone catch COVID, we have the facilities on board to isolate and protect them and look after them. They will be looked after. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I know we do have one of the ships next year. I think it's Queen Elizabeth, or was it Queen Mary that's coming through Cape Town, which is going to be exciting. And I think 2024 as well. So something for. I always think it's amazing as a South African to be able to cruise either into or out of Cape Town. I mean, not knocking Durban, but I think it is quite iconic to sail in with Table Mountain in the backdrop.
Well, we in most cases will actually do an overnight, because there's so much to see and do. Cape Town, without doubt, is one of our favourite ports for our customers to sail into. Not only is that amazing approach with Table Mountain in the background, but it's the warmth of the welcome, I think, and the amount of stuff there is to do. And often we're blessed by celebrity speakers coming on and talking to our guests. I mean, we've had the late great Bishop Tutu on board. We had F.W. de Klerk. I believe even Nelson Mandela came on board a Cunard ship once some years ago. And we're very, very grateful for the warmth of welcome that we get there, and for the caliber of individual who likes to come on board.
Okay, well, I must say we're looking forward to seeing the ships again. It's been a while, and I know that South Africans, from a sales point of view on our side, it's always an exciting time for us when the ships are coming. But I think so that's 2023. In April, we've got a ship coming. Before that, I think what's quite exciting at the moment is that Queen Elizabeth is going to be sailing in the Mediterranean, doing Barcelona to Barcelona itineraries. And we've got some unbelievable pricing from you guys out there. I think we've got a lead-in price of £549 there or thereabout per person for 7 nights, which is unbelievable. I mean, I think for somebody that wants to have the Cunard experience, what a time to be able to cruise. And I think what a part of the world to be able to cruise. My question to you, and I suppose it's a tough one because you'll be a little bit biased, but tell us why, is why Cunard in the Med? I mean, look, obviously you've got the Cunard service and everything else and what have you, but why would you say do Cunard in the Med as opposed to one of the big liners that does the regular, say if it's Saturday it's Paros and if it's Sunday it's Athens kind of thing?
Look, this is part of the kind of depth of the experience that we like to offer at Cunard. Yes, we're going to go to many of the same ports as the other cruise ships, but it's the experience, the quality of the speakers that we're going to have on board to increase the sort of cultural depth of the experience. Not just we went and we saw a museum and we sent some postcards and we came back on board for dinner. We have our normal signatures of the gala events and the afternoon tea. We have a nice sort of rich mix of international clientele, which for me is always part of the attraction of meeting people from other parts of the world, and sitting down and talking and getting to know what life looks like from their perspective. But it's broadly it's the unhurried nature, that freedom to do what you like whenever you like. Our ship, there are smaller ships than ours with more people on board. We keep our sort of passenger space ratio very high, so customers have plenty of time to spread themselves. They can join in, or they can find a quiet corner to read a book or whatever it is. No, the Cunard, the Mediterranean is somewhere that we've been sailing for many years. I think we were one of the early pioneers of cruising to the Mediterranean. So the Cunard ships will always get a very warm welcome wherever we go. And it's a beautiful part of the world, and there's so much to experience in such a short space. So many different countries, cultures, the diversity of dining, of wine. I know South Africans like a good glass of wine. It's an absolute festival for the senses. And just come. You'll love
Yeah.
it.
Look, I mean, I know I've been lucky enough to sail on Queen Victoria and do a 2-week Mediterranean cruise. And I mean, I just think one of the things is, as much as the Mediterranean and the destinations were so special, and the beauty with Cunard is you have a longer time generally in port, as you say, sometimes with sort of late night departures, so you can enjoy the ports of call in early evening. But I think it was as exciting and as pleasant to get back onto the ship. Because I just think that the Cunard is what it is. I mean, it's known for the service levels, it's known for its cuisine and everything else that goes with it. So, I mean, I've experienced it firsthand, and I must say, as you say, what an opportunity at those sort of prices to be able to jump on a flight and to get onto a Cunard cruise. And I think the other thing which is a factor is say doing that Mediterranean cruise is you only need to get one visa as a South African. If you're on a South African passport, you can fly into Barcelona. One Schengen visa is all you need to have that experience. And I think that's an absolute win. And I think also ideal the season time being sort of your end of July through to end of October is ideal. The weather is great in that part of the world, and I also think that the high season is done, so the places are not as busy, and as you've said, I mean on the ships, it's smaller ships, so really ideal.
Yeah, that is a point very well made there. The Mediterranean has a fairly long season because the climate is so lovely. But the height of the season, I mean, we've seen in the past couple of years, sort of, in some of the parts of Spain hitting 45 degrees. You can say, I know in South Africa you're used to a little more sun than we are in the UK, but even that can be quite oppressive, that heat. So you're coming in the autumn, you've got a pleasant level of warmth and sunshine. And also the high season summer holidays crowds have dissipated. So you got more of these destinations to yourself.
Yeah, no, definitely. Bob, I think, from our side, South Africans are allowed back on board on Cunard ships on Saturday. And I think we've got guests traveling. So we're really excited about that. But yeah, just thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. And we look forward to chatting to you again. We'll talk about some of the new things and different destinations. And have an awesome day. And thank you so much for your time.
Okay, it's been a pleasure, Sean. Thank you very much.
Awesome, Bob. Take care. Have a lovely day.